Hi, welcome back to @Jude Reborn. I am so glad that you stuck with me, that you're watching my videos. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. The channel now has almost 21,000 views. Thanks to you, many shares, many likes, and we are building subscribers on a daily basis, so thank you. It is the 12-month anniversary of my 5 facial plastic surgery procedures. And today we are going to take a trip down memory lane, and we are going to look at how everything has progressed from prior to my surgery to right after my surgery to every month after that through the 12 months. It's just going to be a lot of fun to sort of focus in on a few critical areas that you've all been asking me about. Number one, my scars. What do my scars look like? And we're going to also take a look at the change in the lips, the shape, and the profile of the lip in general since I had a lip lift. We're also going to take a look at the throat, the facial profile, and we're also going to talk about sensation. What does it take to get a full return of sensation? What did it take for me? You're going to see that I started out with a lot of crow's feet from the excessive inflammation or puffiness in the upper facial area. And it took nearly a year. I'm going to say that again. It took almost a full 12 months to get that smooth skin back underneath my eyes. And it's deceiving. You tell yourself, oh, I don't see any more puffiness. My face is, it's no longer swollen. And you want to believe that in, by month 3 or 4. But the truth is, it really does take that full year that they tell you it's going to take for you to rid yourself of that extra bloating in the face. The other thing I want you to watch for is just the appearance of the jaw and how the jaw thins out and becomes more and more sculpted through the year. The bottom of the face is definitely more finely chiseled, it's tighter, and as a result, it makes my cheekbones look a little bit fuller. And then any type of bumps and lumps, I'm going to discuss that as well, because I get lots of people writing that they're concerned about throat irregularities, especially underneath. So we'll talk about that towards the very end. If you have any lasting questions about anything that I may have lived through or experienced over the first year since my 5 surgical procedures, please comment here or drop me a line on Facebook. My address is below, or email me. So now it's time to talk about scars. Now, when I was photographing my scars, I have to admit, it really was difficult to find some of them. They are not easy to see, especially certain ones that have healed so nicely and so beautifully. So with that said, I know that I'm very happy with the way that my scars healed, but what do you think? Let me know in your comments below, and let's go. Now we're on the subject of lips. Let's talk about how my lips have fared since my Dr. Uzzy exclusive type of lip lift. Now remember, Dr. Uzzy's lip lifts leave no visible scars. So I have no scars under my nostrils. Everything is tied up and done on the inside of the nose. And that is something that he trademarked, he invented, and it's proprietary to Dr. Uzzy. So if I come close, you can see that my upper lip now is very full. However, before surgery, my lips had really flattened out. I had little to no upper lip, and I did have petite lips all of my life. I mean, anyone that knew me in my childhood, I just had a very petite face, very petite features, extremely kind of like little Clara Bow lips. She was a movie star in the 1930s maybe. And then I worked in the medical spa industry for a company that helped doctors open medical spas. I started getting filler. Filler was brand new. It was an, oh my God, instantaneous, these are the lips of my dreams situation. And I became hooked for a while on filler. And I started getting a nice full upper lip. But I stopped using filler on a regular basis during the pandemic. I'm sure a lot of you did. And then I never really got back into it. So my lips really deflated and my upper lip was pretty much non-existent. Not to mention, I really didn't have a Cupid's bow anymore. It was all sort of flat. So when I had my lip lift, the doctor promised me he would give me back my Cupid's bow, which I did document in My Miracle Facelift Part 2, but I want to show you again now, 12 months later, what a nice job he did. So I got my Cupid's bow back. The Cupid's bow is the little indentation up between the points of the lip. And the lip lift gave me a much shorter area between my nostril and the Cupid's bow. And so it's called a philtrum. And that philtrum should be short as it is in your youth. It should not be long. When you look at the pictures of my lips and my lip area before my lip lift, you will see a long area. And that draws the face down. And when people look at you, it's subconscious. They know that you're older. It ages you just instantly. And when you get a lip lift, they remove some of that skin and it lifts the lip. The lip kind of bounces back up. And you have this symmetry. It's especially important if you have a, kind of a petite face like I do. You get the symmetry back between the upper plane the middle plane and the lower plane of the face. You get that all back, it comes together, and you look younger. It's a wonderful thing because I do not need filler. I rarely wear lipstick and lip liner. I usually just wear lip oils. I'll tell you about my favorite lip oil in my next video where I'm going to talk about what I use on a daily basis. But look at my lips. I mean, they're just so pretty and so natural. If you have too long of an area in that philtrum area, I encourage you to look into getting a lip lift. Remember, a lip lift is a great thing to do if you're excited to do something and you're not ready to do everything. You can always just go in to the plastic surgeon's office and have a lip lift done separately, maybe months ahead or years ahead of having the plastic surgery. Now it's time to talk about my throat. Now I purposely wore a low cut top today so you could see my throat naturally from a distance. I am very pleased with my throat. I did have the skin that started sort of here and it went straight down to there, sort of that turkey skin throat. And you can see how loose and flaccid the skin was from here to pretty much like here to there. I also had a lot of bands, horizontal bands, and then I also had two really big sort of bulges coming down from here to here. Part of that is my anatomy, but part of it was, my doctor told me, a hernia, that I actually had two herniated, I don't know if they're tendons or what they were, but they were herniated, and I guess it's fairly common, and it creates those exceptionally large vertical bulges or bands, and he did fix that up. I do tend to have anatomically, I have a little bit like fuller part of my throat on this side than on this side. I've looked at old pictures, that's genetic, I've always had that. And it's nice that he sort of kept me the way I was innately. However, he really smoothed me out, and I will show you a live profile shot so you can see my throat as I'm speaking. There are times when you're in the car or you're in a confined space, you're holding the camera up, you're crunched up, and maybe you have one hand up and the other hand higher, and your neck looks a little wrinkled or crepey, and you start to panic and you think, oh my God, is my old neck coming back? No. That's because of the position that you're in when you're taking the picture. Just look at yourself when you're in a natural pose, shoulders back, like I am. So let's look at some before and afters of my throat. Okay, so now I'd like to talk to you about sensation. Now, I did have a loss of sensation like everyone else does right after the surgery. In fact, I discussed it in my Miracle Facelift Part 2. And this is what I said. Right after my surgery, I realized that I had numbness, which is to be expected. Mainly, my numbness was right by my earlobes, in my cheeks, down the middle of my throat, and I also had a little bit on the lateral part of my forehead. And because I had the lip lift, I did have numbness inside the nose because Dr. Ozzy, the way that he operates on you so you don't have stitches when you have a lip lift is he places the stitches inside the nostril. So I did have some numbness there. The good news is during month 3, around 3.5 months, the numbness receded quite a bit. The first area was the left side of my face. This whole area got so much better, and I really only have a little numbness by the earlobe. The right side still have a little numbness from the middle of the cheek to the earlobe. Have a little bit of numbness right under the chin, which is where he put a lot of the internal stitches. And then I have a little bit of numbness left in my nostril and on the sides of my forehead, but very minimal. So that was a major gain, I would say, during month 3, and continues to get better with each passing day. Sensation is something that does come back, but it comes back at a different rate for everyone. It really depends on your overall state of health, your level of exercise, your immune system, and how well your blood is circulating and feeding and providing nutrients to your body. Some people have deterrents in those areas and challenges. And again, it's going to come back. Your sensation will come back. It's very rare. It's an exceptional anomaly that you're left with numbness. Sensation did return for me fully. Everything was back by about month 7. Do not worry. Put your mind to rest. It's just a matter of time. Like most things with plastic surgery, it's really just a matter of time. You have to wait it out, seriously. Last subject, lumps and bumps, and just any type of disfiguration or side effect that you didn't count on. I am happy to report that I really don't have bumps. I don't have impressions or dimples. You can definitely see what I have. And the only remnant that I have that tells me I had a facelift is a little bump. It's so tiny, it gets smaller with each passing month. It's like a bite or a pimple. Right after I had my facelift, this was more of a nodule, and it's right here on my throat. I can feel it. It's tiny, it's smaller than a pea. Right after I got my surgery, I was there for a follow-up visit. I asked Nurse Catherine about it, and she said, yes, that is normal. It will go away. What happens is when you have a deep plane facelift, they lift everything up to where it naturally used to sit. You get your cheekbones back, you get the volume back, you get everything you used to have. It's like taking the first floor of a house that's sunk into the cellar and bringing it back up to make it the first floor again. When they do that, your fat cells are all relocated into a small area. And then they sew you up, they close you up. In my case, he said he made sort of like a corset, but I had that little button type bump. And what that is the fat cells are trying to redistribute themselves. So I wouldn't worry unless you have an obvious pocket of skin that wasn't sewn in right, or you have some type of unusual dimple, or a really obvious big lump somewhere, or maybe they left extra skin. And those are things that talk to your doctor about it. Don't be suspicious. If the doctor says give it time, it will resolve itself. In closing, I wanted to thank you for watching. Again, obviously, you are the ones that help me to grow the channel. So you are invaluable. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you as an audience, your great comments, your great feedback. Many of you have had the facial plastic surgery. I think that it's really important for me to share my opinion, having been in the beauty industry for 35 years, as to what you can do to look your best, be your best on an everyday basis. So my next video is going to be a get ready with me type of video for an everyday casual but protected look where you still feel like a girly girl and you want to feel pretty, but you really don't want to put in a lot of effort. You don't want to look like you try too hard, but you do want to know that you're doing everything you can to keep your skin in prime shape and to protect your investment. It's a huge investment. That's it for today. Thanks so much. Take care. Please, if you like my work, share. Share on social media, share privately, but please share. I'm working very hard to get the channel to a certain level, and every effort that you make to expand the channel just helps us to get there sooner. So thank you again, and without further ado, stay well, stay healthy, stay safe, and I really appreciate you.